Michael Strahan, Good Morning America co-host, also executive producer of Religion of Sports on Audience Channel 239, works for Fox, and he's a Hall of Famer. And he joins us. And he's got his own clothing line, too. Look at you, Mike. Look at you. You're a mogul.
Hey, I know. Now that's all a surprise. But I'm trying to keep up with you, Mr. Pat.
No, that's no. I mean, you went right by me. You're Usain Bolt. You just blew right by me.
Absolutely not. You know, I pull a hamstring trying to run.
You know, I was wondering about this with your career, and this is a good segue because we're seeing Greg Olson with Carolina getting in the booth on a bye week for a game with Minnesota and the Rams. Tony Romo gets in maybe a year early. Cutler thought about it. Jesse Palmer, Tiki Barber. What was your strategy? Because I look back on that last year with the Giants, you played 15 to 16 games, had 8 or 9 sacks, and could have played another year. But how important was it to get in a year early into broadcasting as opposed to a year later?
Well, for me, it wasn't necessarily a year early. I had played 15 years. So, and after 15th season, and once we won the Super Bowl, I had nothing else to prove. So it was time to move on. And I could have squeezed out a few more years, but I didn't want to be one of those guys who's in the locker room. You get some young player goes, "Hey, I remember when you used to be." And I'm like, "Used to be? I'm still here, man." So I just wanted to get out while we were on top because it ended up being a magical season. And everything after that, it was, who says when your football career is over, it means your life is over. It doesn't. It means you're really, in a lot of ways, just getting started. So I love everything I do now, and I attack it the same way I attack playing football, and everything's been working out and the right way for me.
Also, when you look at your former team, the Giants, and I know people have used the word quit, and that's probably the toughest word that you can attach to somebody, that they quit. Can you look at the Giants objectively and say if anybody has quit in the last couple of weeks?
Well, I can definitely look at it and say that there are times you go, yeah, it looks like some guys have quit. It looks like some guys aren't giving their max effort. So, yeah, to be objective and to be honest, absolutely. But there are times, and you watch the game, you go, okay, look like they have a chance, look like they're together, but then it looks like all hope is lost after one bad thing happens or two bad things happen. And those are the type of things, and they've just had a lot of, it seems, discord over there. You have players getting suspended for various reasons, key players. And when you're not winning, all those problems seem to be magnified. When you're winning, you kind of push those problems, little things to the side because you're winning games. But when you're not winning games, no one's happy, and all those things kind of, get magnified and come to a bigger light.
Do you think Ben McAdoo's an NFL head coach?
You know what? He's a great coordinator. As a head coach, I don't know. I mean, I haven't played for him. I haven't been around him enough to really be able to make that assessment. I think last year winning those games, everyone definitely thought he was a head coach. And when you lose games, no one thinks you know what you're doing, as if you've forgotten it overnight, which we know he hasn't. But I haven't been around him enough to say, yeah, he's this rah-rah coach, or he's not this rah-rah coach. I know he's had one winning season and one losing season. And I just hope that we can get this thing turned around because after playing there for 15 years, of course, I'm a Giants fan, and I don't want to see anybody lose their job. But at the same time, this is not the team that everyone expected to see with this record when the season started.
Do you think Eli Manning ends his career as a Giant?
Oh, absolutely. You better not let Eli go anywhere else. I think Eli has to end his career here as a Giant. He's a Giant type of quarterback, 2 Super Bowls, and I know everybody goes, "Oh, you're living in the past." And people love to say that, but I do think if you can protect Eli, if you can give him a running game, you need a better offensive line performance than they've had this year at points, and I think you got a great quarterback. And quarterbacks are hard to find. Everybody's not going to be. He's not a Carson Wentz where he's 6'5", but he can get out of stuff and he can run. He's not a Cam Newton. He's not that. You knew what you were getting with Eli when you drafted him. And what he's given has been successful enough for 2 Super Bowls. So now it's just a matter of, finding that right formula for players around him to make him elevate his game in the right way.
Talking to Michael Strahan. He's got a few things going on. The Religion of Sports tonight at 8 Eastern and Pacific. That's available on Audience Channel 239. As he partners with Tom Brady, the award-winning filmmaker Gotham Chopra, and takes you around the world to examine untold stories of sports. And LeBron James is getting into this now. Now, I know that you're involved in a lot of different things, but getting into being a producer, executive producer, how important is that with the resume for you?
Well, I love it. You know, it's creative. It's creative, and I get to be finally on the same team with Tom Brady, so that helps. but it's fun, and this is kind of in the wheelhouse of sports. So it's something we go around the world and tell stories about sports. That's called religion of sports, because sports are like a religion. When you see the Houston Astros, my hometown, won the World Series, it really meant a lot, like a religious experience to everybody who packed that stadium to celebrate together and to worship that victory together, to the players who are idolized, to the stadium where they go, which is like the temple. And we go around the world to tell these stories that are bigger than sports. It's like experience of what people are going through takes them to a higher level. And we do everything from fencing. Sports you would probably not even think about half the time, from fencing to and overseas, there's a soccer team for refugees that gives them friends and family when they have to leave their country and leave their friends and family to prison baseball at San Quentin. So it's all these things that give people, through sports, some kind of experience that is outside of that realm, or outside of the in a kind of a godly type of realm. And it's a lot of fun to be creative, and I think it's just natural. And I think LeBron does great work as well, and so do quite a few other guys who are getting into this business.
Michael is one of 8 players in history with at least 100 sacks and at least 2 pick sixes for touchdowns. Did you realize that?
Yeah, man. I did not know that. I had no idea. But I'm glad you just pulled that out. And I can tell my kids that Daddy used to be something.
Wait, now who did you intercept? What, you had 2 touchdown returns.
I intercepted in the Eagles game in overtime, and the interception, and also in the Washington Redskins game. I dropped in the coverage, undercut the tight end at home in New York, and yeah, you never forget them. Like I could replay those plays in my mind like yesterday, man. You never forget that stuff.
Julius Peppers has 151 sacks and 4 pick sixes.
Amazing. I mean, Julius Peppers is a guy Howie and I talk about all the time in the studio. I look at Julius Peppers and I think, man, if I could only have been that athletic and that size. And a lot of guys who have those type of measurables, they don't live up to the hype, because a lot of them have always gotten away with just kind of being big and fast and strong, and the game has kind of gone easy for them, and they don't play as long as Julius Peppers has. But Julius has been a guy who's taken advantage of all of his physical gifts. I marvel at the way that he still performs now, all these years in the league, because he's an amazing, amazing player. And I had a chance to play with him in some Pro Bowls, and I've always enjoyed being around. He's a great guy.
Before I let you go, I'll let you plug your luggage line. You have a clothing line now, a luggage line.
Well, you know, I have the clothing line collection by Michael Strahan, also MSX at JCPenney, and now we just start out our next category. Our newest category is luggage, and it's natural for me. Yeah, I travel every weekend. I'm on the road to L.A., so it's the natural extension of something that I use every weekend, and I made it lightweight and affordable, which is always important for everybody. And it's something I think everybody's going to enjoy. I'm going to send you some, man.
Ooh.
Make sure you're taken care of. What color? We have 2 colors. We have black. We have gray. I'll send you whatever you want. I'll make sure that you and the boys can get around pretty easily next time with all of your possessions.
I like, black will be great. But here's my question for you, Mike. Do you have a piece of luggage big enough to put Jay Glazer in it?
Oh yeah, we make small luggage too.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I said there are 3 sizes. We can fit Jay in the smallest size of luggage.
Hey, good luck with all of this. Always great to catch up with you, Mike. Thanks for joining us as always.
All right, good, my friend. Have a good one.
That's Michael Strahan.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.